Welcome everyone to the call today, and very excited to have Franklin with Pegasus on here that handles our websites and internet marketing as far as SEO and paid traffic, which is really good to have the same person that's building the website to also do the SEO and the paid traffic. Hold on one moment here, we got some background noise. So with that being said, we're bringing Franklin back on today because we've made some changes to the plan that we have. We actually felt we updated and made it better, and as we go along, there's lots of little tweaks and changes we make to the plan, to the pricing, and just to come up with a really powerful package. And when you're out there in the field, the website is everything to a business owner online. If they don't have a website presence or a good website, it just totally affects their business. So we're very excited to have Franklin. Franklin's just doing an incredible job. Franklin, I'm going to hand it off to you if you can go over everything, and welcome, and Travis also, welcome to the call.
All right, thanks, Vince. Yeah, I just want to let everyone know this is Franklin with Pegasus Online, and we've got Travis with us, who is our creative director.
Hello, everybody.
All right. So, as you were saying, Vince, you know, the website is everything. It's your portal. It's your portal to your business. It's your public-facing presence in the internet world to your customers, and it's also, you know, most importantly, it's your salesperson, right? Because your website, I mean, that's the purpose of a website, is to create sales, to get more customers, and so the thing is, you want that salesperson to represent your business the best way they would. You know, like well, depending on your business, but most businesses would not send out a salesperson, you know, with no shirt, shorts, and flops on to go sell for their business. They would want them dressed professionally, whatever that happens to be for their business. And so, you know, a lot of times people go, well, I'll just be, you know, I'm just going to get Squarespace or one of these other do-it-yourselfs one. And that's fine, you know, but then you're basically, what you're doing is you're sending that salesperson out, again, with, you know, just not dressed appropriately and not representing your business the best that you can. So we're excited because we've made some changes to our pricing as far as trying to make it more affordable to businesses that are starting up or that are, you know, established, and also to give them some more features. And one of those that we'll cover in just a little bit is the e-commerce piece. We're now including e-commerce with all the websites at no additional charge, which we're really excited about. And I'll show you some of those e-commerce sites in a minute. I wanted to start first, so let's just kind of go through the pricing, show you some of the things that you get and what's changed. Again, they're all responsive design. You know, in today's world, it has to work on all devices, computer, tablets, mobile devices. What we're seeing, depending on the business, you know, like restaurants, it's obviously mobile-driven, as opposed to there's other businesses more we've got a large financial one. This one, looking at their analytics, they're more desktop. But even with desktop, still they're getting 30 to 40% coming in from tablets and mobile, mostly mobile devices. So it has to be responsive. We do include the free hosting, the SSL, which is super important for ranking. Right now, it's a trust factor. If you don't know what SSL is, Secured Socket Layer, just all it means is that you are not a scam site and people can trust you. And especially if you're an e-commerce site, you have to have SSL. But last year, Google changed it so that if you don't have SSL, you're not going to rank as well, or maybe not even at all without the SSL. And then for people that do need domain names, we got those as well. So, Travis, why don't you, let's talk about two things real quick, Travis, on the design piece, because Travis is the expert on the design. Travis, if you can just talk about how the logo affects the overall design, and then also just kind of take us through your process here of how the design will work for these websites.
Oh, sure. Yeah, I kind of have two two avenues I kind of want to go down, but I'll kind of go down the simplest way we kind of get a client. A client will come to us and they'll have a logo, and that logo has a set of colors and fonts and things like that. And from that, we kind of pull the DNA, to use that term out, and kind of use that to design the site. So we pull the fonts out, and we use those fonts or similar fonts that are Google safe fonts that we can use throughout the site. So that way it looks like it was built around the logo. And then same with the colors and things like that. The other avenue is kind of more understanding the overall brand, and that kind of, I'm not going to dive into it too deep, but we're offering a new product called Brand Strategy now, where we will actually develop a client's overall brand, but through that we'll completely understand more variables. The other way, we only understood their fonts and we understood their colors, but now we're going to understand their mood and how their community views them and the types of photography they would need inside their site. And it kind of gives us a more holistic picture of who our customers are. So we're no longer, when we're doing that extra step, we're no longer designing for our clients necessarily. We're designing for their clients to make their assets and everything more attractive overall. So that's kind of the idea in a brief overview. I hope I kind of covered that. Is there anything else I need to touch on, Franklin?
Yeah. Just kind of walk them through. Let's say for a gold package, just kind of the process, the design process on how that goes.
Sure. Yeah. So for a gold package, it says there that we have a 90-minute consultation. So what that means is we would do a one-on-one where I would call them directly, and we walk them through our website design tool, which kind of covers everything from how they want to see images on the site to how animated they want the site to be. Do they want boxes flying around and information jumping up in front of you? That does grab people's attention, but for some people, they kind of don't like that. And so we kind of go through all of those things, and that gives us a better picture of who our clients are designing for. And then we go through and we select a bunch of pieces that we can kind of assemble, and we can restyle those and make them any way they want. And with that, then we create the overall site. And all that, again, is pulled out of the logo initially. So if a client has a logo, we do that entire step. If they don't, we can just use text at the top and make it a really nice website. But the problem is if they don't have a logo, then the website will just kind of be one piece that probably won't be connected with their overall branding. So we really do encourage that sort of thought with clients. But we do work with everybody. So is there anything else I should touch on?
So I just want to comment here too that the tool we use, Travis has developed this process that we take them through, and we show them a lot of different elements, and it's all in black and white. I mean, there's no color, so we're not getting any of that shiny object stuff. It's here's the form, here's the form of what we want to show them, and then based on that, there's elements that they like. What Travis and his team does is they build, and I got to stress this, these are custom built and custom designed and custom built websites. So we're not using templates. We're not trying to force people into a template that may kind of fit them but doesn't quite fit them snugly. It's like, you can buy a suit at Goodwill and it'll fit you okay, or you can get a well-tailored suit from a professional tailor. And that's what we are. We're those bespoke tailors for websites. We're going to build a website that fits you perfectly and communicates who you are to your clients. So once Travis has gone through that process, then Travis, describe that just real quickly how we then show them the designs and get their feedback.
Oh, sure. So so today we're using a really nice tool that we send over the set of comps that they get. So Deluxe, you get 1 comp. Gold, you get 2, and Platinum, you get 3. And those comps come with the overall set of design elements that you've selected with the colors and the fonts and all that stuff. So you can kind of see the website, how it will look in an actual browser. And that's really exciting for us because for the first time you can kind of interact with a comp the way you would interact with the website. It's not perfect, obviously. It's not the finished piece, but it gets us pretty close.
It's a prototype.
For us,
yeah, it's a prototype.
Yeah, exactly. It's a prototype. But the neatest part for us is.
Oh, Travis, are we there? All right.
I think you got bounced calls. Please take over.
Okay. Yeah. So again, Travis will send the links to the comps or the prototypes, and then based on that, then the client can come back and say, well, I love number 2, let's go with it. And he can say, well, we like number 1, but can we try this from number 2? Can we change this? Can we change that? So you get design revisions. So that's the design piece. The other thing that's really important in the design piece, I'm going to emphasize it here, is that a lot of times people they have a logo, but they don't have the assets to that logo. Somebody build them a logo, they send them a JPEG, that's all they have. You really need to make sure that you have it in Adobe Illustrator and or EPS format so that it can be resized to any size. And for printing, you can print on a billboard, on the side of a plane, or you can print on a pen. You need that AI and EPS. And then the PNG and the JPEG ones are used for, obviously, for online. So what we offer is no extra cost. It's part of the package. Is if the logo, the client doesn't already have those assets, we're going to rebuild that current logo, and we're going to give them the AI and EPS they need for printing. We're going to give them the PNG and the JPEG they need for online, and they're also including a style guide, which includes the fonts and all the colors. And this way, so if you want to print, you just hand this package to your printer. Say, here's it is, and then this allows us to manipulate it accurately on the website as well. So this is a huge piece. Hey, Travis, I was just telling him about the rebuild of the logo. So that's the design piece there. The next thing I really want to point out is the content writing. This is huge, and we initially started building websites years ago without content and waiting, and the clients write their own, and it's very rare that a client can write their own content because it's really hard. Number one, sometimes it's hard to talk about ourselves, and number 2, it's kind of hard to talk to a client instead of telling them about here's what I do, and I do this, and I do that, and I do this, instead of going, well, what do you need? How can I help you? What are you suffering from, or what is your dream? To be able to talk to a client that way or a potential customer that way is a talent, and it's also, I just lost the word, a skill. It's a skill set. So we have content writers that have worked on a lot of sites, and they know how to write to communicate to potential customers and to get them to convert or to take interest or to take that next step. That's huge. Because again, like you said in the beginning of the call, Vince, we also do marketing. So we understand marketing, and we understand the purpose of the website is not just to be pretty and to look nice. It's to get people to take action and to get them to do things and to communicate with them and talk with them. So the content writers are all trained in that. They understand how to do that. And this is a huge piece. We have we've waited. Well, we have one client that wanted to write their own content, and it's been a year, and they still haven't written their content. So our content writers work with you. They also they work with what you have. They work with. They'll write new content. They'll pull content from your site. They'll edit it. they'll work with you. They do a consultation to talk with you. They then load it to the site, which is huge. You don't have to load anything to your site. It's all loaded, and then you get the review. You get, as a client, you get to review it, and then they'll make the changes. So not one word goes on the website that the business doesn't approve of, which we, as you know, Vince, you've seen that where people have content on their site and they go, that doesn't make sense. I don't know where that came from. I don't know why that's there, right? And they don't know how to take it off. So the content writer is huge. The other piece here that's not listed on here, but part of that is that we make our sites super, super easy for the business to be able to go in and change their content. And if they get stuck, they also have support hours, which are included, that they can reach out to me, and I'll walk them through it and help them out. And so that's a big, big piece. So that hasn't changed. That continues, but I just wanted to emphasize because it's such an important, and we're even including it. We used to not include it at the pro level. We've now included at the pro level because like that one package I was telling you about, that guy, he bought a pro website, and he hasn't written his content in a year. So now content is for all the packages. Obviously, we use WordPress as our foundation, which includes a really nice blogging engine. So you can see here part of the difference in the packages is how many pages they get included. Also, if they have testimonials or a big marketing piece is having contact info on all the pages. And from the deluxe sites up, and I'll show you some of those examples in just a little bit. That's huge. On the gold and on up, you get the flex sections, flexible marketing sections, and I'll show you those in just a little bit and how powerful they are. You also get custom display pages, and those could be like meet the team or events. Basically, in a nutshell, the business will go in and they'll log in, they'll put in like a picture, say here's the name. Here's what they do, and then we take that and we format it and make it look really nice. And those are custom pages, and they start on the gold on up. Again, we use WordPress to make it super easy. One of the things that we also include is the basic search engine optimization, otherwise known as SEO. And one of the reasons why we build in WordPress is because Google loves WordPress more than any other type. In the other frameworks will rank, but the majority you'll see out there are WordPress. Google loves WordPress because they can crawl it very easily. They understand it. So we use that as well as setting up the basic SEO. We also have security and backup. We back up off to our Amazon servers so that if the server blew up and we still have a copy of the site and get you back up and running. The other thing is hacking. We haven't had a site hacked in about 5 years, maybe even longer. And then 2 weeks ago, we had 3 sites hacked in 2 days. What I did is I just pulled the last backup and had them back up and running in an hour or two. So that's huge. So making sure that happens. Also performance, making sure that the site loads fast, because if the site doesn't load quickly, then you get penalized by Google as well in your search rankings. We talked about the e-commerce store. So right now we're including this on all the packages, the e-commerce as well as the SSL, which I covered earlier in the call, and then payment gateway, whether you're going to go to a merchant account or PayPal or Stripe or any of those payment methods. You also get the training session with a video. So I personally train you and then record it and then send you the video so you have it as a reference. But then you also have support hours that can be used for help desk. We use them for updating WordPress, and then also, as I mentioned, if there is an outage, my job is to get you back up and running in 1 to 2 hours. So those are the features. And as I mentioned, it's very easy to update. And Vince, any questions on this part before we get into the pricing?
No, but it just, some of these things that we went over, because I've built websites and done this for many years, the content writing and the rebuilding of the logo, and then also adding the e-commerce. These are some very huge features. And then on top of it, we worked with another company that built websites, and they weren't custom. And when you get a custom website, it's just very, very impressive. This is these are awesomely built websites with great pricing. So if you want to go to pricing now.
Yeah, so I really want to emphasize that we are premium websites at affordable pricing, and I'll show you. So let me show you some of the examples first, and then I'll come back to the pricing. So I just wanted to show you. Here's this is a pro site. This is the top 3 things he does. He's buying, selling boats. Why choose us? Now he doesn't get testimonials, he doesn't get contact blocks, and he's got basically 3 pages. We gave him 1 extra on this one, but it's a 3-pager. Now here is an example of a deluxe site. So here on the splash area we're using Travis. This is parallax, correct? Parallax effect.
Yes, that's a parallax driven by your mouse, and this is just using 1 layer. We do have the option of creating as many layers as you want, kind of creating a tunnel effect where you move your mouse around and then the entire scene kind of shifts and changes, and it can help tell the overall narrative that you want. So it's really powerful.
So then the good thing about this is this 1 image, it loads very quickly, right? And then we have, so here's the top 4 things that they do, and you'll see we have different ways of representing. This is a very popular block that we have that people like just because it's very visual, it's very visceral, it really connects. And then you have the Why Choose Us section, and then the testimonials. Now, like I mentioned before, at the bottom of every page is the contact block, and they can click for directions, they can contact, they can click here to fill out a form. The other thing you want to notice too is that every site we lock the header. Now sometimes we'll minimize it, we'll make it smaller, but you'll notice the phone number is always in the right hand corner and the contact us is always in the right hand corner. So we make it super easy for people to contact you, because if they can't find out how to contact you, they're going to get frustrated, they're going to bounce. So that's a deluxe site. Now here's a gold site. So another construction, this one's doing patios. Now he's got sliders, and each one has a custom message on which he can easily change at any time. He can change these pictures at any time, super easy. Now his top 3 things, you see a different way that we're presenting these. Here's the Why Choose Us. Now here's the flex sections. So flex sections basically mean an image, a title, or titles, and I'll show you a couple examples, some text, and a call to action. So these can be used to restate the top 3 or top 4 things. They can also be used for seasonal, or if you're having a special or something you really want to emphasize. So you can add additional information on your website, and then you can easily add these yourself. You can then put them to the top. You can reorder them. You can deactivate them. So if it's like a seasonal special for a holiday, you can pop it up here, and then at the end of the holiday, you turn off the active flag, and then it's sitting there waiting till next season when it comes back around. So it's a really easy way to add content to your homepage without having to do any design, without having to come back to us to say, hey, I need some more content added to my site. So, and then here you'll see, here's his testimonials, and then here's his contact block. So again, we make it super, super easy for people to be able to contact you. So that is a gold site. This is another site. I want to show you a couple of restaurants. So this one uses a split splash area because they focus not only on food, but they're also known for their coffee. So we wanted to drive them, and you see here's a call to action on each side, and we want to drive them into the menu, right? Because when people come to a website for a restaurant or a coffee shop, they want to know, how can I order, what's on the menu? And so here's their top 3 section, again using visceral images, really showing what their food is about, the Why Choose Us. Now here's their flex sections, and so you can see they're somewhat similar to these as far as, you can see here they've got the image, but a different style because it's built, and you can see here the logo is, this was given to us, is red and black, and you see how the website is red and black. It has that continuity, as opposed to here where we've got, what color is this, Travis? Would you?
Oh man, he he wants it to be as close to wet concrete as possible. So it's more of like a dry teal, I guess. I don't know. It's a funny color.
But you can see how the website, all the colors work with the logo. There's that continuity. And then here is another, this is a sports bar and grill here in Portland, Oregon. And again, we're driving them right to the menu. We've got, information they want to get to them right away. And again, these all work on mobile. His flex sections are very similar to the ones we just saw. So those are a couple restaurants. And again, that's a gold package. And here is for Caraway Law, an Agora client here. And so here we're using that single image with a little bit of parallax. So as I move my mouse around, the image moves. Again, it loads very quickly. The top 3 things that they do. Now his is a little different. He wanted to really feature some of his awards and where things he's been. So this is a little different than other sites. And again, it's a custom site. We build it to the client, to the business and how they want to be represented. Here's the Why Choose Us. Now here's his flex section. So he's got 1, 2, 3 titles, text, and a call to action. And then there's an image behind it. So you can see the different way of just adding. And he can easily go in and add more. Let's say if there's a big change in the law and he wants people to understand it and how it's going to affect them, he can add a flex section, say read more, and drive them to the blog. So there's a lot of uses for this. Here's the testimonials. And what we do is we feature testimonials and we also pull them in randomly, so people coming don't see the same testimonials over and over and over. And then also in he's also using the So Tell Us, which is another product that Agora features. And so here's his So Tell Us reviews that are featured on his website as well. And again, contact block at the very bottom. And every page has that contact block at the bottom. So this way people know when they're at the end of the page, and if they're ready to take action, it's going to prompt them to call. So he's got videos in the news, and then here's his contact block with a pop-up as well. So those are all gold sites. This one is e-commerce. Now you'll notice this splash area is shortened because it's not full height, and we do this sometimes because we want to get people's attention to go further down. Some clients like this, and again, this is what she wanted. And again, her logo has these greens and reds, and that's driving the whole color of the site. And we've got, so you see some animations. We've got featured products in here. She can easily go in and change these around. And then we've got her contact. Let me show you what. So here's her main shop page. Now she doesn't have pictures for all of her products. This just went live 2 weeks ago, but you can shop by category. You've got search. It's actually a intelligent search. So if I type in a little bit of search, it's going to go out and figure out what products are part of that. There you go, and then I can select on the product as well. Here's another one. So with her, she's got split screen. She's full width. Now here, first she's going to tell about the product she's doing, and then why she makes her products. And then here's her featured products, which all then drive them into the store or into that particular product, and then her contact. And I'll show you. Here's her shop. So hers is a little bit different. But the same idea, and they're full on. Let me go back to. So the e-commerce engine that we use is fully integrated with WordPress. It's really strong. It's the second. It's the second most used e-commerce engine in the world, and we're really good at using it. And we've set up a lot of sites using it. You can see here, so I have to actually select an option before they give me a price and add it to cart. She can have as much information as she wants. You can have reviews. Again, this is a brand new site. She doesn't quite have that as yet. And so we have a lot of options. We have a lot of ways for shipping. with this one, it actually calculates the shipping based on weight and size and figures out which box it's going to go in, and it ties into her shipping account so that it prints off the shipping for her. She doesn't have to do any of that stuff manually. So those are the e-commerce. I want to touch on one more example, actually two more examples. Let me just load while I'm showing you this other one. I'll load okay, well so here's EmpowerTeen, and I'll come back to the other one in just a second. So EmpowerTeen, this is another gold site, but the reason I want to show you this one is this is an example of a custom page. So the owner of this, Dr. Paula Pilcher, she goes in and she'll put in an image, she'll put in the information. She's really good. Well, actually, this one doesn't have a lot, but this one, she's really good at adding extra information, adding with pictures. She's using, she can add it to her cart. Here's her past events as well. So this is all she does is she puts the information in the back end on her dashboard. We then format it all and make it work and make it look really good. So she doesn't have to do any of that stuff. She doesn't have to worry about making sure everything lines up or that it's formatted properly or things get whacked out. So that's one use of a custom page. Here's also another one. Again, she puts the picture, the name, their title, some text, learn more. So she puts all this in the back end, and then we read it in and format it. So these are custom pages that I touched on earlier. One last site I want to show you. This is an example of a signature site. I'm actually going to refresh because it's got some really nice animations in it as well. So this is about a $20–30 million company up in Seattle, and so they wanted a really clean. We did a lot of custom graphics. Travis just did an amazing job at getting the custom graphics built for them. And so this is a signature site, which if you'll notice on the pricing, if you have a client that's large and you think they're interested, what I will do is get involved at that point, and we'll really figure out what the requirements are and what the level of effort and what the pricing would be on that as well. This is just another one of their pages. Again, you can see the custom graphics that Travis built out for them and the animations that you can see. So just
one thing I want to bring up about this is each of these pieces can be added to any other page. So we created this whole concept for this client because they were our top tier members here. And each of these pieces we can drag and drop from one page to another. So when we back away from the project and hand the site over to our clients, they're able to build any new section that they want, anytime they want, any page with as much complexity or as simple as they'd like too. So it's a really nice tool for them, and they've all loved it, and they're all really excited to be using this right now. So.
Yeah, so that's Signature Site, and that's one of the extra things that Signature gets that the other ones don't come with. So let's talk pricing. So, you can buy a Ford Fiesta, which is an inexpensive car. I mean, relatively for a new car. I mean, it's a nice car, and it'll get you around, but it might not quite fit or be very comfortable, but it's a decent car, and it's a good choice. We don't sell Ford Fiestas. We sell Lexus, to use this analogy. We are the Lexus of websites, but we're selling them at Toyota prices. So you get a custom-built site at an affordable price. To use the clothes analogy, there's nothing wrong with going to Walmart and buying, women's clothing, and you're going to get it very inexpensively. But the better quality stuff you're going to find at Nordstrom, but it's going to be very expensive. So to use this analogy, we're the Nordstrom selling at Macy's prices. All right, so again, custom premium websites at affordable pricing. So let's look at that pricing now. Any other questions, Vince, before I jump into the numbers here?
Yeah, there is a question about examples. And if you go to the About page on Agora, there's a list of examples and websites that he's done, and you can click on those so you can have those examples at your fingertips. That's found in the back office of Agora under the About page.
Yeah, and we're going to add those because some of these that I showed today are new ones that have just come online in the last few months. So we'll make sure that we've updated those as well. All right, so the entry level is the Pro site. Now on the Pro site, basically we're going to communicate to the client through email, possibly a phone call, depending. And based on the feedback we get from them, the designer is going to choose based on their logo and that. And so it's a very, again, the Storm Lake Marina, this is a Pro site. You know, so there's not a lot of design as far as the client doesn't get a lot of interaction, and that's why it's so affordable, and they get minimal pages. So that one, to get started today, so the first month plus setup is $364, and then the way that we price our sites out is it's a 36-month financing. So from months 2 to 36 would be $67 a month, or they can buy cash, and the cash price is $19.97. And it's 50% down. You'll see here 50% deposit required, and then 50% once the site goes live. And Vince, you wanted to add a comment on that about if they sell cash price websites, correct?
Yeah. If someone is going to pay cash, then they have to write a check or ACH. We don't collect credit card on these, so there's no chargebacks. And also, you know, there's loss of money when you're doing credit cards, so that's one of the reasons why we want cash on that.
Yeah, so if they want that, there's a different way that this is just a normal sign up if they're doing the monthly. So the value here is that if they do cash, they get a better value than if they buy monthly. But a lot of companies, especially if they're a startup company, they may not have $2,000. To put down initially, so it makes it real easy. For $364, it gets them a custom-built site out the door. On the Deluxe, again, the setup is $494, and then we brought the pricing back down to under $100. It's just $97 a month, or the cash price.
Can I add something in here also?
Sure.
So this last week, I actually sold that gold one right there. And when I had this pricing sheet up there, they asked me, they said, how much would it be if I paid for the 36 months? And I said, it was about $1,000 more, I believe it came to. And they said, how much it would be if I did the cash pricing? And then they decided to go with the cash pricing when they saw the difference there. But some people on the reverse, they don't mind financing because they don't have to put a lot of money up front. So it depends on the position of the company, where they're at, if they have, if they have a lot of money, or if they're tight on money. So we have two plans here. But this, by presenting it this way, though, a lot of people will go cash, And I, like I said, we just could put this together. I presented it to a customer, and we just sold one last week.
And like you said, the cash price is the best value. But again, a lot of companies, especially if they're startup, they're tight on cash. So here's almost a $5,000 site for $724. They get started with a custom design. This is the gold pricing right here, and so yeah, and it is a little more expensive because we're financing it, right? So there is a finance charge that's part of this pricing here, and they can pay it off at any time, right? So if they want to, if they're 18 months in and they just say, I just want to pay it off, they can just. It would be, whatever the balance is that's left on it is the way that would work. So the gold, which we've covered a lot of gold sites. So most companies are going to come in on the Deluxe or the gold. I mean, these are really, now some companies need the platinum and then signature for the larger companies. But the sweet spot is really the gold, Deluxe and gold, and will fit most businesses. And so we're at $157 a month for the gold, and then the platinum, which we really didn't cover much of. You get more pages, you get more custom pages, and some more support hours. And again, all these include the e-commerce store. All of these include e-commerce, and so the platinum is $1354 to get started, and $297 a month. Or $89.97 would be the cash pricing. On the signature, again, if you have someone that's a large company, or medium-sized company, I want to show you I think they're between 20 to 30 million in revenue a year, and they would be a good candidate for the signature. Then I'll be happy to work with you on that, so we can figure out what they actually need and based on what they actually need, we'll figure out the pricing. But those start at 20,000 up to 250,000. So those are, you know, very serious websites. I mean, serious is not the right word. They're just larger websites. They're just more larger and more. There's a lot more things that are a lot more. What's the word I'm looking for?
Yeah. Robust.
Robust. Features and robust. That's a good word. There's a lot of features, like I showed you on that the G2 one, where they have all those custom graphics. I mean, that was just super time intensive to create all those custom graphics. But again, most people are going to live in the sweet spot here, the deluxe and the gold.
Well, we found, you know, because, you know, Franklin and I and Travis, we went over these pricing, and, you know, we've been doing this for a number of years. That pricing on that gold, people like that, you know, to come in around $97 a month. You know, they have a little bit of a down. You know, that one right there is very popular. And what's good about working with Franklin and these packages is
that's a deluxe.
Oh, I'm sorry, the deluxe.
Yeah.
But working with these packages, what's exciting about this is, you know, you have the ability to go into your mom and pops that don't have a lot of money and give them a really nice looking website, really professional, so they don't have to compromise their look and feel because they don't have either enough money up front or, you know, or their financial situation. And then you're going to have some other customers that money's not an issue. Like I said, you're working with multi-million-dollar companies, and you want to be able to come in and have a company that can actually handle them also, because some companies handle the little websites, but they're not in a position to handle these really large ones. So we have it here where you can go into the mom and pops and help them, and you can also go in with the really large companies. And then we're not going to go into detail now, but one thing that's really important also is, as I say, you can have a website, and it can be a beautiful website, but if it's out in the middle of a desert, you know, it's like a billboard. What good is that? So we want to make sure that the company that we chose with Agora also handled the SEO and the paid traffic. And we have found when you do those paid, you know, once the website's built, they need to get traffic to it. So they do the basic SEO, but Franklin is incredible about getting the SEO and the paid traffic, because that's where they're going to get their clients. And, you know, and one thing that I do a lot of times, and I just talked to a guy on Friday, actually. He's going to probably be a new customer, and he's got a terrible website right now, but we're also looking at, like, I always ask the question, I say, what is your average customer worth to you? And his is about $10,000, because he does, he gets into, like, manufacturing and plastic manufacturing, so he's got certain clients. So once he gets his website up there, he's going to have to go find those clients, but those clients could be worth quite a bit of money to him. It's just one. So, you know, so we did the math on it if you do paid traffic. So once you get the website up there, it's really good to have a game plan, which we have that, to get the traffic to it. But, you know, one of the things we teach here is branding, visibility, and promotion. And what I mean by that is some people will spend money to drive traffic to a website. They'll do paid traffic or SEO, and then they don't get a lot of calls, and they wonder why. A lot of it's because their website doesn't have conversion tactics to it. It doesn't have certain call to action, or it just doesn't look good. It's outdated. It doesn't have enough reviews on it. Like they say, if you have 20-plus reviews on a site, it'll convert 80% more. Also, if you have video on your website, people will stay on there 68% longer, and it'll convert 88% times more with those. So having an incredible website with the conversion tactics and the whole science behind it, because anyone can put, and then here's another thing, then there's companies that build really beautiful websites, what we call those brochure websites, meaning they look good, but there's absolutely no marketing value. So you could have a site that looks bad, or you can even have one that looks good, but then they don't have the right marketing techniques in there. So Franklin's company is geared to build something beautiful, but also to convert it into getting business form, to call it to action. That's why these things are built a certain way, and there's a lot of science and research that goes into exactly how a website is built. So thank you, Franklin. You know, very good call today, very informative. If you want to show us some more here.
I just want to just play off of what you just said, you know, is we build them for conversions. And here's a great example that the client here, he's a mover. So he wants right away, give him an offer right up front. let's get their contact info. Let's, not waste any time talking to. I mean, if people are interested, they can scroll down. He's got a lot of information. But right away, it's like, hey, let's get started. So, if this wasn't here, and like you'll notice a lot of websites don't even have the phone numbers in the upper right corner, or they can't find a contact. He will lose a lot. But he does really, really well because people come in, they know they're looking for a mover. They know right away, oh, I can get started. Oh yeah, let me scroll back and we get started. So, again, this is just one of the many ways that we have for converting traffic that comes to your website into new customers. And I just want to end with, you mentioned it, Vince, don't compromise. You'll see businesses that they spend tens of thousands of dollars on really nice, storefront space, and then their website looks like a tent out in the middle of a desert. I mean, it just, they don't put any attention to us. So don't compromise. Make sure that your website or the business's website is giving the best that it can looks the best and also works the best for the business and getting them new customers.
Yeah. Yeah, so very good call. Hopefully this is very informative to everyone on the call, and you learned something today. And it's just a wonderful to have this company, Pegasus, in Agora, and be able to present this. This is really just foundational to every business nowadays. If they don't have a website, then they're not in business, pretty much. If they can't be found on the internet, the way that businesses now and how things have turned around, and this is just paramount. So we always lead with this. Whenever I'm looking at helping a business, I always look at the website first, and there's certain things I'm looking for. That's why we're very proud to offer these websites, and we're really here to help the business owner out. We're not just here to give them a website. We're really here to help them get business and to convert into customers.
Exactly. Yep.
Travis, is there anything you'd like to add to this?
Nothing right now. Thanks.
All right. Well, thank you guys, and thanks for everyone being on the call.
You're welcome.
And
Thanks
I know this isn't our first time we had a call like this, but it's just a really good call. And have a good day.
Thanks, Vince. Bye-bye.